Oh, that's Conway. And somebody. I imagine that's Lizette, right? 83 and sunny now. Looks like it's going to get up to about 101 by late afternoon in Louisville and 103 in E-Town. Not a cloud in sight. So get out those parasols. Major accident just ahead of the Bardstown exit. So if you're headed to work on 31, you are late, my friend. Sugar? As it is. That's what Ira used to say. I had a dream about him last night. I heard you yelling. Bad dreams? We were up on a roof, Ira and I, and Charlie, eating a light supper. I was drinking sweet tea. Charlie was reading. We were surrounded by other houses, closely packed, huge sidewalks. It must have been a... what's that word? Subdivision. That's it, I'm sure. Below us, a group of people were gathered, standing quietly. A man was reading from a book. I asked Ira about the weather. Would it rain on Tuesday, or when would the sun set? Something like that. He wouldn't answer me. Charlie stood up, and Ira told him to watch his step, and then I remembered. I woke up before I could stop him. Charlie was alone on that roof. I guess he was. He was so bright. His teacher said, what was the word? Apt. That's it. How could I forget? It wasn't his fault. It wasn't anyone's fault, Conway. That's what we mean when we say it's a tragedy. Sure. Well, we have a mail order delivery today. Might be a long drive. I hope the truck can hold up. That truck will outlive us all. I hope you're right. I'm glad you'll keep it. Ira would have wanted you to have it. It's been running since Charlie was born. Ira took me to the hospital in that truck. So did you once. Your knee. My new knee. Plastic. It'll be like a souvenir. So, long drive? They said they couldn't come in person. Maybe just a shut-in. I don't recognize the address. The order is all... I'm sure we can fill it. Guess that'll be the last. Guess it will be. The last act of Lizette's Antiques. The... oh, what's the word? Finale. Maybe. No, that's not the word. I just need to think a bit. More coffee or something. Or I've had too much. It'll come to you. Maybe. I'm not sure anymore. It seems inevitable there will start to be words that I lose forever. What are those boxes you set in the hallway? Those are Charlie's old books. Oh. I thought you might like to look at them. I'll take them with me. Thank you. Cora should be here soon. Will you wait with me? Sure, Liz. I'll wait with you. There's your traffic and weather on the 5s. That's every 10 minutes, brought to you by the Consolidated Power Company. Okay, that's enough mentions of that for that to be weird. Stick around for Old Kentucky Home with Kate, helping you turn your humble home into a mansion. After this. That's so many mentions of the Consolidated Power Company that... I don't know. Like, this doesn't seem like the kind of narrative that would have like people involved, like an entity involved, so to speak. Whoa! What the fuck? Conway's got a cool skeleton leg. That's not actually how his leg looks, is it? But that's only if you make a late payment on a follow-up visit. I think everything went well enough here that they'll only want to bill for... Oh, he's awake. How do you feel, old man? All fixed up? Truman says you might be a bit misty coming out of it, so... I was dreaming. That's unlikely. Neuropnol TM is quite powerful. In fact, many patients report a sensation of lost time. Do you feel like you've lost time? I guess so. It's been about 2 hours. What have you been doing? We watched TV for a while, then Dr. Truman showed me some terms of this bill. It's kind of... you'll want to look over it yourself, I think. How about that leg? How's your leg feeling? Yeah, that's the important part. Conway shifts his leg a bit in the chair, testing it. Well? It was the heat. The shingles were cracked in the sun, and one of them slipped out under his feet. Shingles? What are you talking about? Who slipped? Your thoughts and feelings are probably still a little nebulous from the neuropnol TM. That's totally normal. It'll pass. I wouldn't recommend driving, at least for another hour or two regardless. Thank you, doctor. Sure, let's talk about a few things you should be aware of. Recovery, rehabilitation, and side effects. I should have plenty of resting time coming up soon. Good for you. Vacation or... Shannon cast a reassuring glance in Conway's direction. Well, at your age, I want to be clear. You should expect lingering effects of the injury for more or less the rest of your life. Don't immerse it fully in water. Avoid extremes of temperature. I'd stay away from dusty roads and mountain lions as much as possible. Mountain lions? Good advice in any context. Best thing you can do is keep it clean and free of debris. What do I clean it with? Only clean your leg with a soft cloth, moistened with water or isopropyl alcohol. You'll definitely want to avoid abrasive agents like detergents or other solvents. So, do you have any questions? Anything about the build that didn't make sense? I don't mean to rush you, but I have an early fishing trip. Tell them about the payment plan in the bill. Ah, yeah, that's one of the atypical clauses. I don't really have any control over the bill now that the Consolidated Power Company bought my employer. Okay. Alright. They handle everything. So it all runs through your electricity bill now. You can pay it back in full on your next billing cycle, or you can get on an energy credit payment plan. You'd have to call Consolidated for more detail about that. I don't really understand how it works. Something about generating electricity to send back into the grid. Oh, one more thing. Don't be alarmed if you experience any side effects of the neuropnol TM. Typically, we see daydreaming, deja vu, pensiveness, fugue states, irregular perception of time. About 15% of patients report a generalized sensation of lateness. Nothing to be alarmed about, just keep it in mind. Thanks for your help. Julian's outside. We can head back to your truck. So I just have like a cool skeleton flashy leg for like the rest of forever now? That's cool. I like skeletons. Oh, so are we just automatically heading back to the museum then? Yep, seems like it. Wow, the leg really does flash forever, huh? Oh, the drug's treating you. I feel a little distracted. You're probably pretty tired too. I usually feel more tired after a late night nap. Hey, you ever take anything for that? Caffeine pills or... Never. Well, it's common in your line of work, right? The company store had some pills the miners used to stay awake. My folks had a peculiar relationship with medicine. We almost never had a regular doctor or health insurance or anything like that. Our immigration stuff was a mess for most of my childhood, so we only qualified for state programs in small patches before something or other would get contested, and we learned to just pile on dentist appointments and stuff in those short windows. If a cut got infected or her migraines were too much to handle, Mom would talk to so-and-so, who knew so-and-so, usually another miner, and end up with some pills. And instead of medical advice, every pill came with gossipy anecdotal warnings and superstitions. Like all this lore that came with it. Like magic. Dangerous, mysterious. Weaver's folks couldn't help? Yeah, they had pretty good healthcare through the university for a while there. A couple times they'd swing something, so I got a bit of whatever Weaver needed. In high school, Weaver got these pills to help her focus. Oh. She was so smart, but always going off in different directions. Mind racing, like 5 different conversations going on in her head at once, and you're lucky if even one of them is with someone in the room. You know. So she had these pills, and they seemed to help. I was struggling in school too, failing my history class. She offered to share the pills. Sounds dangerous. Yeah, they seemed pretty harmless at first. I guess that's why I kept going with it. One day I was sitting on my bed, my notebook was open next to me on top of a textbook, and I was holding a pen in my hand. I remembered this moment from several years before. It came up so suddenly, with such precision, I couldn't put it out of my mind. I felt I had to stay with it until I'd recalled the whole thing perfectly. It was just a tiny nothing moment. My mom patching up the side of a bird cage, winding some spare wire around the frame to reinforce it. I was fixated on that image and that sound. The cage kind of bending and twanging as she worked on it, rapping and nodding. scraping copper against paint like blowing a rubber violin with a railroad tie. My parents came back from a triple shift and found me still sitting there on the edge of the bed, pen in my hand, delirious with thirst, patching that bird cage with a 1,000-yard stare. Ah, Ritalin will do that, I guess. You got some rest back there? I don't feel much rested myself. But I'm tired most of the time these days. Alright, can we talk to... So, what's the plan here? I could use a bite to eat. Oh, okay. You've been on the road a while. Well, there's an all-night convenience store not too far from here. Is that okay? Sounds good to me. Okay. We can take 31 heading east. It's right before 65. Cool. See you later, Ezra. Unless you're gonna come with me. I doubt you'll come with me, though. So... Oh, hey. Yeah, bird. So, 31... Wait, is the bird following us? The truck's engine sputters and dies as Conway guides it carefully off the road to a fallen tree. Great. Excellent. Did we not fuel up at, like, any point? A tree. Cool. Oh, let's look at the truck. Nothing to be done? Can you take a look at it? I guess I could poke around in there, but I don't know a damn thing about engines. Wait. Is this why you always leave your truck running? Just superstitious. Right. Any other quirks I should know about? Don't name dogs after loved ones. Huh. No Uncle Homer, I guess? Anyway. Do you know this area? Anyone around here that could give us a hand? I drove past here yesterday. Oh? What were you doing here yesterday? What was I doing out here yesterday? That's what I asked you. I saw two strangers by the road. Did you give them a ride or something? I offered to, but they wouldn't take it. That was thoughtful of you. Hey, we should call someone. Do you know a good towing company? Uh... Yep, lucky. No, I found this card for Mercadet Wreck Recovery on the dash. Mercadet. Alright, I'll give them a call. I hope I can get a signal out here. That big brick cell phone. Shannon speaks into the large brick cell phone held up to her ear. Hi, hello, we've got an old, I want to say diesel, old truck just stalled out. Sleepy. Did I wake you? Your card says open 23 hours a day. Inquisitive. Yeah, that's why I'm calling exactly. That's all. Apologetic. No, it's okay. We just need to get to an auto shop and get this taken care of. Concerned. Thanks for the offer, but we really just need a tow is all. Neighborly. We already ate. As soon as you can get out here, we're off 65 somewhere, just kind of pulled up by this tree that fell over. Specific. That's actually a pretty accurate description of it, yeah. Hanging over the power lines just like that. Did you see it go down? Indulgent. Okay, my pleasure. How long do you think you'll be? Just the traffic sounds. Hello? That's very funny. That's very good. I think they're on their way. Guess we have some time to kill. Pretty grim place to be stuck. I wonder what happened. To the tree, I mean. Maybe it was just old. You know what used to happen to old trees out in the forest? Wildfire would come through and clear them all out, and made room for the new trees. But then people built houses, and we can't have fires going all the time. So we keep putting them out, and now we have all these old trees choking out the saplings. Starving the young trees for resources, just clinging on to life until snap. And then some road crew comes by and blasts the stump with dynamite. I think I'll take a look at that radio of yours. Maybe I can get it going again. No point in just standing around. Wow, that was a fairly poignant analogy, actually. I like that a lot. Are you bored? Sure, but I don't mind. Yeah, I don't mind either. Let's play a game. How about 20 questions? Okay. Ezra looks meaningfully at his shoe. Got it. Okay, guess. Okay. Right. Is it alive? No. Can I see it with my eye? Yes. Would I recognize it if I saw it? It would look like something you'd recognize, yeah. Yes. Did you make it yourself? We put it together, but we didn't make it, no. Alright, that's all your questions. What's your guess? I think I get a few more. I wasn't counting, but I'm pretty sure that was 20. Is it a jigsaw puzzle? Yeah! It's a puzzle. Julian found it at the bus station. It's a picture of a spooky underground lake. There aren't any boats, but some pieces are missing, so maybe that's where the boats are. Okie dokie. Hey, Homer. How long do you think we'll be waiting here? I don't mind. I have a lot to think about. I guess I always do. I'm a thinker, alright. Oh, weird night. That was not the right choice for me to make. I'm glad the Conway can now move just a little bit quicker. How's it looking? The leads are badly corroded, but I'm making progress. That's what I like about working on electronics. It gets easier as you go on. For me, it's just the opposite. Almost there. Alright. Got anything to look at? Seems like something's just kind of happening now. Oh! Trees. Is this the right way? I don't recognize these trees. What's to recognize? Just a bunch of trees. Just, the trees are so quiet, right? Usually you'd hear birds, wind, a squirrel or something. Turn your ears down and focus on the radio, Cricket. Yeah, you're right. Maybe I'm a little bored. I'll work some chord progressions in my head for a while or something. Right ahead. How far out are we? Teasing. Are we there yet? Oh, stop. Harry's not gonna be happy. You know he doesn't like me anyway. I'll tell him you had to get that drain pipe on tape. He wouldn't appreciate it. But man, the way those raindrops boomed down that thing. I got at least 30 minutes of it. Radio. Hey, yeah. Didn't you play this on record? Didn't you play on this record? Go-Go was on it. Yeah, Go-Go. Go-Go. That guy's out of control. We should do a set with him. He's a creep. Yeah, that creep can play, though. What time is it? You've got a timing circuit. Yeah, but yours is more accurate. Harry's gonna flip out. That old man was born flipped. I just hope we can scrape up some tips. Hard enough when you get there on time. Just play that keyboard. I'll figure out the rest. I know. What is this? What is happening? Hey, folks. Alright, bye. Headlight. You know, we're already late. Are you going to explain all this to Harry? Oh, no way. You're the smooth talker. In fact, I bet you'd have no problem explaining we had to stop out of the goodness of our nature and check on some wayfaring strangers. Fine. Just for a few minutes, though. You're the best. And hey, maybe if they're not busy, they can fill some seats at the gig. You know, if no one's there, Harry will try and book us on our fee. Okay. No, you know what? We'll talk to Shannon. I guess I don't get a chance to consider. Was that him? That was the motorcycle. Murky Dad has a big truck. Yeah, they're too fast for a truck. I bet they're getting chased by something. Maybe they just have somewhere important to be. Definitely getting chased by something. Guys? Aw, Homer. What a good boy. What's he got in his mouth? Stay here. Careful, he's wicked with strangers. Ha, you... Who's chasing you? Hear that, Cricket? We're being pursued. I knew it. Who's after us? That's a good question. These folks seem to have a certain handle on the situation. So... dinosaurs. Sure, something like that. Listen, we've got 2 questions for you folks. What kind of people do you take us for? I mean, how do we strike you? You seem nice enough. What do you think, Cricket? Our generosity is unmistakable, ma'am. It radiates. It does radiate. Now, here's another question for you. Do you like music? Do you like music? Lizette used to sing in taverns on the weekends. Beautiful stuff. Of course you do. He just got Liz and then, yeah. Say, they should come to our gig. What an idea. Well, we're waiting for a tow. A tow! I want to hear about it. This time of night, you'll be kicking your heels till dawn. We'll fix your truck up. Me and Johnny are a couple of regular gearheads. Why, I just put a new cylinder block in this baby over here. Sloth on wheels. That's what we call our bike. We call it the sloth on wheels. Because it's too tired. Casey Explosion would love that this game. We'll get you fixed up quick so you can come to the gig. See, we have a regular booking tonight, and, well, we're running late. Very late. That's what I told them. Now, the old man who runs this venue, Harry Esperanza, is a notorious withholder. And if we don't get a few bodies in the crowd, well, he'll go all penny pinching on us. Just a short set. We only have 1 song prepared. You'll come to the gig, won't you? Of course we will. Of course they will. Can you believe we almost didn't stop? Hungry, old man? I think I've got a crust in the sidecar here. Oh, yay! After all, it's so late. Well, it's all said and done. We stopped. That's all that matters. Our gig's at an old tavern called The Lower Depths. It's over there by Old Charlie Moran Highway, just east off 65. We usually take a right off the interstate around the arcade. Johnny likes the arcade. That place, I just put fresh batteries in my field recorder. Now, let's see about that truck of yours. I feel certain we can get it running. They seem like good folks. Oh, hell yeah, they actually got it running. Where's the arcade? Oh yeah, we want to go to the convenience store and get a bite. The convenience store is just a tiny booth in the middle of a lot that must have once been an active gas station. Disused pumps chip red paint into dull brown and white stains. The light on the booth is on. Approach a window. The inside of the booth is big enough for a card table, 2 chairs, and a few plastic crates filled with snacks and warm Coke. 2 men shuffle plastic dominoes across the table. One of the men waves brusquely in Conway's general direction and returns his focus to the game. He looks for a sliding service window. He finds a sliding service window on the far side of the booth. It's the kind of service window that can slide in and out of the booth without allowing anyone to reach in and make a grab for the cash register. Pass in some money. One of the men lets out a vexed sigh. Without standing or turning his eyes away from the game, he reaches into a plastic crate and retrieves a small blue bag, distractedly pushing it through the service window. Chips or something? The bag is illustrated with a cartoon drawing of an avocado, but the nutritional data suggests it's pretty sugary. The expiration date has been worn away. Alright, it's something, I guess. Better than, nothing, I guess? There's the arcade. Just past the arcade. Tavern. Cool. I guess we probably should have looked at the arcade, shouldn't we have? That probably would have been a good idea on our part. Hey, Homer. Feels a little like home, huh? Not all bad memories. Gentler times in a twisted kind of way. I guess we'll go into the bar. Kind of late. Are you sure they're open? Sure, they're open. This is one of those places. Let's head on in. We are not saints, but we've kept our appointment. How many people can boast as much? That's lovely, ma'am. Who said it? A poet. Is that true? I wonder if that's true. I'm gonna look that up. Aw, Junebug's really cute. I dig you a lot. Oh, wait. Ma'am, I hate to say it, but the cupboard is bare. Have some vision, Cricket. We've got 1, 2, 4 patrons. Harry doesn't count. Well, we've done more with less. What kind of music do you play? It's like Cyrano Cole meets Ike Towner, but with a woman lead, and the keyboards are kind of ambient whisper wave. A little bit more reverb. There's some Dolly Crown in there too, like the early stuff before she joined the Sheet Swingers. Better drum programming too. Whisper wave, got it. I think he gets it, man. Oh, he gets it. I dig that. That sounds awesome. I am all about. Oh my god, a sandwich. A rough brick between two pieces of stale bread sits in the center of the table, surrounded by a ring of undisturbed dust. Ah, definitely not going to be eating that then. Why does my leg radiate like that? All I'm pouring tonight is Hard Times whiskey. Got any coffee going? No coffee. Hard Times whiskey. Say, shut the GD door, would you? I can't afford to run the AC all night. Sorry, Harry. Oh, it's you two. Where have you been? Never mind. Listen, I can't keep this place open through the small hours of the night just waiting for musicians. Gets lonely, doesn't it? Yeah, kinda. How about some music? There's nobody here to listen to it. I can't pay for it. We brought some people, Harry. A crowd is forming. Yeah, but also Couldn't you use a break, Harry? Been on my feet all day. But I like them a lot. They're very good. Ezra flips eagerly through the jukebox's catalog of songs. What do you think? I don't know how to play this game. Oh, this writing is incredible. I love it. Yeah, let's have a sit. Let's watch them do their thing, I guess. Are we just going to have like a whole musical interlude here? How's it looking out there? How are y'all feeling tonight? Can we get a bit more reverb in the monitors? Harry adjusts a soundboard behind the bar. How's that? Test, test. 1, 1, 1, 3, 50. Lamentation. Lamentation. Sounds good. How's everybody doing? Anybody had a real bad night? How about you, old man? Not too bad. Well, we'll take care of that right now. This is a song I heard in the tavern many years ago at an open mic night. Me and Johnny were out just riding around, you know? You like to drive around, old man? That's where I feel at home. Of course you do. God. So we were out riding around and we passed this gaudy old tavern. I mean, it was a real dive. Busted up facade, weeds in the parking lot, taps all dry, bats in the bar room, and run by this creaky bag of bones. Looked like the only thing keeping him awake was the fear of death. So glad to be back here at the lower depths. Hey, now. So we stopped for an early drink, and there was a lady singing right here on stage. And the song she sang, well, it stuck with us, and now it's a regular part of our repertoire. Never got that lady's name, but she seemed like a sweet gal, and she had a voice like Scotch whiskey. And we just hope we do her song justice. So here it is. Too Late to Love You. Whoa! Oh, fuck yeah, dude. Wait, this sounds very Twin Peaks. Oh. I wish we'd met before. I wonder what all these like dialogue options. Oh. Wow, that's cool. This game is something really special. And I'm like all about everything it's doing. Look at that little, that little sway. It's very cute. That is also a very nice dress. I don't really have a whole lot to say here. Like this is just a very, very good scene. And it definitely gives me like big Twin Peaks vibes. I mean, I guess I did reference David Lynch earlier on, like in the first episode of this. But this is definitely hitting it home for me in that special kind of way. That was very good. I knew I liked these characters. Junebug is like very cute and I love her a lot. Like, look at her outfit. It's so good. Like, the dress was very cute and her hair is... Oh, I love her. She's very good. Well, hope you liked it. I've heard it before. I don't doubt that. You look like you've spent an evening or two in a grimy old tavern. Listen, we appreciate you folks sticking around for the show. There's nothing more wretched than playing sad songs to an empty room. We've just got to get our fee from Harry, and then we'll get you headed to the, Zero. Sure. Well, Harry, I think that went pretty well. I'd say the crowd was into it. Reverential. Rapt. I guess the usual fee is about right, and we'll let you get back to your business. Well, that's just the... Damn it. I was trying to tell you to. I can't pay. They cleaned me out. I've got nothing left but a goddamn IOU from the distillery. An IOU. Yeah, I traded them for some whiskey, and I guess I had some surplus credit, so I got this note to get some more from them later on. Must have been a hell of a trade. I had to. Gotta keep this place open somehow, god damn it. Watch your language, Harry. Um, could you pay them with your IOU? Well, very contemporary, very astute. How about it, Harry? Let's push some paper around. Well, it's just, I can collect on it here when they bring more whiskey up. But for you to cash in, you'd have to go down to, you know, down to the distillery, down to hard times. And, you've got to take the zero. So that's what we'll do. How do we get there? Are you folks sure you want to head down there? I've never been myself, but people hear things. It's where we've got to go. Well, I'll tell you then. But this is it, right? We're square? Harry, you're alright. If only. You got a radio in your car? Yep. Well, here's what you've got to do. Take a left out of the parking lot, and then just fiddle around on your dial until you hear something familiar. But, familiar, but strange. You know the feeling? Like, I used to go hunt with my uncle out in the mountains. And now I watch these nature programs. They're filmed in the mountains, and there's the deer, and I know all the plants in every kind of tree, but something that just doesn't look right. And it's even stranger for being so close to familiar. Something like that. You'll know it when you hear it. Oh, you're doing so much stuff here. You're doing so many things, and I like it. Fix that strange but familiar station on your dial, drive for a bit, and then turn around when the station cuts out. I mean, right then. Hope you folks find what you're looking for, eventually. Always a pleasure, Harry. Is it? Oh, these characters are very good. I love all of them. Like, they're all fantastic. No. What's the direction? 0. Doing the radio, looking for a station that's familiar but strange. Drive for a while until the station cuts out, then turn around. The station doesn't quite match that bartender's description. Definitely weird, though. Let's keep scanning. He said we'd know it when we hear it. I feel like we may have passed it. What's the station? I've never heard this before. It sounds like horses? Horses running? A race? Zed and Ira had some horses years back. Yeah? I've always been a little afraid of them. They're so big and, I don't know, you look in their eyes and they're almost human. Like they're human and animal at the same time, since they've been domesticated for so long, I guess. Well, that fits familiar but strange for me. Harry said we'd just drive until it cuts out. Yes? I don't hear anything, though. Yeah. Oh, okay. Uh, all right. That's definitely a bit of a strange sight. Then we turn around. And then I guess we're back on the 0? Yeah. Okay. Hail of the Mountain King. Wait, whoa, whoa, whoa. What is that? Hall of the Mountain King. What? Johnny? Time to cut him loose, ma'am? Well, now I'm having fun. Ha! Okay. Slow night anyway. Homer. What do you suppose happened here? Just old and rotted, maybe? I can't tell how old any of the stuff is down here. Yeah, that's fair. The bridge ends abruptly, crumbling in disrepair. Boardwalk. Alright, is that going to take us anywhere? Let's look at the rope, I guess. I love that we have a little crew going. Ah, a loop of decayed rope is coiled on the banister. Some rotted sections have been smoothed over with a fine dust. Alright. Computers. Where are we going? Broken computer monitors are heaped precariously among the rocks. Thick. There's a... Is that a kennel? Pet carrier. A pet carrier for a cat or small dog has been left by the path. A calcified rag wadded in the corner may once have been a blanket. May once have been a backpack. Where the fuck are we going? A hiking backpack leans against the rock. It's empty except for a dusty bag of cat food and a few punch cards. Fire. A pile of discarded electronics burns steadily in the center of the chamber. Alright. Amy. Hello. Oh! It's triangles within triangles down here. Shifting, intersecting, overlaying. Isn't that romantic? Let's see. You're here to steal back the love of a boy you once knew, when you were too young to recognize the movements of the heart. And you're escorting her, pretending to have her interest at heart, while really you're in love with a young woman as well. And so you've agreed to help him conspire to win her affections, but it's just a ploy to set him up for embarrassment and diminish him out of the picture. What are you talking about? No, you're right. It's insipid. Derivative. I used to be really good at this. I had 11 novels published, from The Billionaire's Bidding to Fields of Longing. Real hot bodice-ripping stuff, you know? I miss those days in my Lexington studio apartment. Just me and my thesaurus steaming up the windows. I'm not sure you should be listening to this, kid. I'm not listening. But of course it couldn't last. You know, suddenly it was all computers everywhere you went. I thought I might be able to do something with that. Inject a little libido into those ugly beige boxes. Ha! So I went back to the university and I studied human-computer interaction. And then I picked up Donald's research assistantship here as a tester, debugging. In my off hours, I played around with the doomed love story at the core of our little simulation. That seemed to amuse Donald, so I kept at it. I'm afraid I tinkered too much, made it too complex. Now our work is never done. We don't even have to add in a new functionality. The bugs just grow on their own, too complex. I miss those days in my Lexington studio apartment. Lady, what is your deal? Old man. That Donald? Donald puffs on a smoldering pipe while half mumbling, half singing an old country tune. Where the old green river runs through hills and caves not known to us, down that sunless sea. Oh, who are you? Sorry, did we startle you? I might say you did. I thought you might be one of them. Oh, no, you can't be. We've been patching all their spy holes. We kept the lights dim and the motors running softly, and we root the smoke out through... That is... What were we talking about? We're a bit lost, actually. Ah! You came from the road. 0. No, you should stay off that road. Not safe. Bizarre topology. You'll never get anywhere. It just brings you right back here. What's that you're working on? Looks pretty vintage. It looks like a harmless old computer, doesn't it? Like some beat-up mainframe exhumed from a university basement left in this cave to rot. Or to flower. No, it's no ordinary computer. I've modified it extensively, and in some pretty experimental ways, believe you me. That's to say nothing of the software, but you look like a technically minded sort of person. Tell me, do you know the effects of mold growth on diffused-based transistor circuitry? Sounds like it would short-circuit. Certainly, certainly. But not all of it. Some moldy filaments are more or less conductive than others, and it grows in non-linear, chaotic patterns. We can guide it a bit through a simple application of classical horticulture, but we can't produce specific results, only tendencies. Thwarted and feeble, we hammer on this derelict keyboard. My name is Reason, King of Kings. But we are mere gardeners in the ruins. Our keystrokes echo off into the tunnels. Boundless and bare, the caves stretch far away. We are too late. Always too late. What? Did you say something? You were about to tell us about the software. Oh, the software! My life's work. Oh my god. Xanadu. You heard of it? Perhaps you read about it in a journal. It's been years since I published anything. Xanadu has evolved significantly since I explained its data structures in my article. Literary multitudes, hypertextual narrative as post-structural witness. Evolved and then deteriorated. Donald sighs dramatically and takes a puff from his pipe. I'm afraid you were too late, fellow hypertext enthusiast. As the mold accumulated on the circuitry, Xanadu blossomed for a moment into something holy and enchanted. Then all the charm was broken. Do you have any idea what it's like to spend your life building something, and then sit powerlessly as your work declines into ruin? Oh yeah, Junebug's not really involved in all this melancholia. I fixed TVs, and I'm about to lose the lease on my workshop. Oh! They are not long in the days of electron guns and cathode rays. Out of a glowing dream, a ghostly light emerges for a while, then fades. Well, I have my own ghosts, and I keep them in there, in Xanadu. It's running on that glorious dusty machine. Take a look if you'd like. Too late to do anything but smoke and reminisce anyway. Far too late to do anything. Xanadu? We'll talk to Andrew first. Do you know that if this cave were larger, could it... Now I'm getting ahead of myself. I've got it. How would you characterize this space? The one we're standing in now. It seems endless. You have no idea how right you are. Decades of mapping and notating, but how can you tell? What formal quality makes it seem endless, you know? The shadows seem to stretch forever. Sure, but they're not just shadows, right? I mean, they could be. They're projections, or maybe they're anatomies. How's that? Can you tell where we are now, surrounded by creeping anatomies? Close your eyes. Will you close your eyes? Only if you close yours. Okay. I can do it from memory. Good. Now, you are standing at the top of a rocky peak. A tongue of flame licks the shadowy anatomies of... Where are we? Oh, here again. How disappointing. Okay. What are all these computers for? Computers? Oh, now I remember. I was writing on them. I described a cave. That was my job. Describe the cave. There's a great history of caves in the literature, don't you know? The walls are frozen rivers of orange stone. Isn't that vivid? I had a lot to live up to. I was a grad student studying statistics when I started working with Donald on his project. He said we needed someone with a more analytical mind to do the descriptive writing. Someone who would appreciate the cave descriptions as real labor, instead of taking their authorial voice for granted. Donald warned me it would be long hours of typing painstakingly detailed descriptions into the computer. And I've put in the hours. Believe me, I've put in the hours. I have described every facet of this cave in such detail that sometimes I don't know if I'm reading or looking, writing or exploring. Often, in the dark and lonely moments, I worry that in my sleep I have transcribed rooms from my dreams into the system. How would we know? They could only be entered with precise, faithful detail. That's all I know how to write, and all I dream about is caves. I only dream of caves. That's fucked up, dude. Gates. A massive gate constructed out of scavenged materials blocks passage down the far side of the spire. There's another person here. The kingdom is in peril! Roberta laughs. Well, what else is new? Where's the kingdom? You're in the throne room. There are 3 legendary treasures hidden throughout the castle that will restore these ruins to their former glory. What do they look like? He's messing with you, kid. Roberta laughs. Enchanted jewelry, talismans, a magic mirror that prevents the future, a magic shield that protects the bearer from age, a magic chest that's always filled with... I never went to the university. I was an independent scholar. It means I took to the public libraries like a beachcomber. I studied fairy tales. And then I came to work for Donald. I paid the bills, rubbed leathering elbows with academics, scraped black mold from cave walls. Finally, now I carry the firewood into senescence. The kingdom is in peril. Let's look at Xanadu. Baffling control panels are sheltered from the elements with a torn tarp. A closet-sized wall of knobs and wires looms behind the machine, humming faintly. An electric typewriter is the only easily recognizable component. Xanadu. How do you think we get it started? This old thing? Maybe there's a hand crank around. Oh, it has a run key. So what is doing the run key? Oh. It gets us out. Alright. Oh, wait. Or not? Oh. What? Hi. Ooh. At Danavardo? Wait. What's happening? You are... I can't read that. Ha! This thing is in rough shape. Do these switches do anything? Conway flips an unlabeled switch. You are... no. Okay, that's worse. Kind of looks like a house. Type house. House. In... Blackwood? Whoa. Okay, that's just... nonsense. Okay, yeah, this is fully broken. Lula! Did that say Lula? Lula. Yeah, I'm getting nothing out of this. Damn. I can't tell what she's saying. Oh, I have my portable degausser with me. Old systems like this one can build up a remnant magnetic field that sort of warps everything along whatever pattern it's settled into, you know? The degausser clears that up by suddenly shaking the magnetic field around until it's uniform again. That's how I like to think of it anyway. Like shaking a snow globe. Ha! Worth a shot. I guess so. Hall of the Mountain King. Well, okay. Yeah, this is a lost cause. What a piece of junk. I don't think it's a piece of junk. I don't know. That's very weird. What the fuck was that? What was the point of any of that? Alright. Bizarre. And what was that about Lula? Maybe Donald knows how to clear it up a bit. Time to walk all the way back to Donald. Oh, I guess he's probably not that far, because we're probably looping around at this point. Yeah, because that's the entrance that we came in. This game is doing some very, very weird bullshit, and I'm totally in love with it. So, you've seen it for yourself. What's left of it? Pretty busted. The chalky bones of a beautiful dream. But you can see what it once was, can't you? Can't you? There was so much more to it. Ornate labyrinths of memory, exhaustively simulated parallel cave ecosystems, real artificial intelligence built on sophisticated neural network algorithms. The birds in the forest could flock in 3 dimensions. The bats could learn to sing. And then it began to crumble when the strangers came. At first we only heard them, walking heavily through the caves, dragging things around, hammering and clattering their tools. Sometimes we heard working songs, never close enough to make out real voices, just their echoes cascading wordlessly in the tunnels. Then we caught a glimpse of one. What do they look like? They look like... No, it's too horrible. I shouldn't be telling you about this. They're dangerous. They're strange. I never should have tried to outwit them. They were always too much for me. But it's too late now. If I'd listened to Lula, Lula? Lula Chamberlain? Yes, of course. Oh, do you know her? We're looking for her now. No, she's gone now. She left. We built this together, did you know? Lula, Joseph, and I. Lula is gone from here, but... Donald points across the cave with his pipe. Still in there, in Xanadu. I don't know where Lula is now, or how to get there from here, or how to unwind that damned tangled highway, but Xanadu, before its ruin, was faultless as an oracle, a shrine to perfect simulation. Until... But maybe... Those weird interlopers destroyed my Xanadu. Perhaps they know how to fix it. It may be dangerous. I've spent many eager seconds to negotiate with them, to repair my masterpiece. Back there, that tunnel. Push back the vines, crawl out into the darkness. Watch your step. After a while, you'll feel the terrain change beneath your hands and knees, from rock to crystal and then to mud. Then you'll be out. That's where the strangers come from. Now leave me alone. I still have a bit of mold in my pipe and a few dreams left. Alright. Where the strangers come from. Creepy. Uh-huh. Are we gonna come out of that mausoleum? I can only assume. Yep. Like it. Yep. Homer's not still with us, is he? Well, this can't be right. Looks like an old church. Worth a look inside. I guess. I want to stay outside. Why? I think I saw a lizard. I'll stay with him. Okay, we'll make it quick. I like how Junebug came with us, but Johnny didn't. Find any lizards? One, but it went under a rock. That's lizards for you. Is that guy your boyfriend? Nah, what's a boyfriend anyway? It's a word people use because everyone else does. Doesn't mean anything to me. He's my cricket. See? It means something. Specific. I want to be specific. I think you are. It's the middle of the night, and here you are in a graveyard. Any other kid your age would be in bed. You've got to make choices and own them. You think I was born this foxy? I came off the assembly line about a half-foot shorter and all gray. No eyes. They were going to have us clearing out the old mine. It doesn't matter what you look like under all that rock and water. A bunch of gray shadows shoveling and hammering invisibly at the walls, draining the tunnels. Johnny found some gear, an old tape player. We hid away in an underwater cave and listened to it over and over, and we knew we weren't miners. We slipped out onto the road, just these 2 featureless shadows. And ever since that night, we've been detailing, coloring in, specifying. I feel more like myself every day. I feel less like myself without my folks. Sure, some people are born into a family. Nothing wrong with that. What is she? Like, she doesn't seem like she's a human person. That much is for sure. Maybe she's being very, very analogous. There you are. What'd you find in there? It wasn't... Hey, what's going on? You look flushed, old man. It doesn't matter. Right, okay. We got what we need. Let's go. What? Huh? That seems weird, right? Uh, hey, Donald. Trace an orbit around the road and close your... Oh, yeah, I don't... We found your strangers. We know how to fix your damned machine, but I'm not sure it was worth it. Oh! Soon the visions will return. What have you found? They say you need to scrape the mold off the timing crystals. But the mold... Of course! Too much mold on the timing crystals would send the simulation adrift. Each moment lived out of sync. By all means, yes, clean the timing crystal. Alright. What did they see in there? I'm asking that, but I really hope the game doesn't actually explain what they saw in there. I hope it's like a mystery for the entire rest of the game. She's dressed differently. She doesn't have her jacket on. Goonbug, I mean. Do you see anything that looks like a timing crystal? Yeah, right here behind the control panel. It's filthy. Right, we're supposed to scrape off this black moldy stuff. Weird. Just following instructions. Here we go. Okay. Is the zero Xanadu? No? Maybe? I don't know. Okay. What now? Uh-huh. Oh, that looks proper. At end of road. Okay, this seems really creepy. There are also... Are those reflections? You are standing at the end of a road before a small brick building. Around you is a forest. Check out the building. Typing. Enter building. What are we going to use the magnet for? Let's do that real quick. You are inside a building, a storage shed for the National Park Service. There is a sensible, modern electric lantern nearby. I'll get the lantern. Taken. Exit building. Enter forest. That's not something you can enter. Just type a direction. North. In forest. Ooh. Perilously creepy. You are in open forest with a deep valley to one side. Can we climb a tree? Climb tree. I don't think much is to be achieved by that. Sorry. Can we dig a hole? Dig a hole. Can't see any such thing. Pretty limited vocabulary. South. You're in forest. Hey, it's a maze. South? East? East. You're in forest. Lula is here. Soldering replacement components and a small handmade radio. Oh, we should talk to her. Typing. Ask Lula how she is doing. Hi, Donald. I'm getting the strangest interference out here. I've been tuning the radio circuits gradually as we go, swapping capacitor values and tweaking resistor networks. It was working for a while, but everything I can pick up sounds so distant and muffled. Lula hands you the radio. Well, maybe you'll have better luck. You're good at this stuff. Just don't forget to give it back. North? You're in forest. Joseph is here, tapping with a small stylus on a modified pocket braille slate. A small gray kitten, no more than a few weeks old, dozes comfortably on top of his backpack. Maybe he has something to say. Listen. Donald! I was just transcribing your footsteps. Sounded like... Joseph runs his finger along the index card he's been tapping on, from right to left. Long, weary song, drearily gone, dearly gone. You beat a melancholy shuffle through these woods, Donald. I've been noting down the sounds of the forest, with an ear for speech, and an inborn filter for poetry, I suppose. Maybe it's me being melancholy after all. I'm eager to see what the poetic subsystem makes of these punched cards. East? At edge of hole. Alright. Creepy. It's the pit! You are at the edge of a massive hole. The dirt gives way to rock as the ground sinks into darkness. The computer tied to your upper back slickens with sweat in the afternoon sun. The rope slung around your shoulder has slipped under the strap of your backpack, digging uncomfortably against your collarbone. Shine the lamp into the hole. Light lamp. The lamp is now on. Shine lamp in hole. The lamp light only reaches a few yards down the hole, where the rock is coated in a slimy black mold. You can tell that the walls are too slick to climb safely without assistance. Try using the rope to climb down safely. Tie rope to tree. The rope is tied snugly to a tree trunk. Down. Your feet slip a few times on the slimy rock, but you remain stable. Lula and Joseph descend carefully after you. Oh, this is like telling the story of how they wound up down here. In bed quilt. So this is stalactites, stalagmites. Actually, there's no stalagmites at all. Oh, there's one in the distance there. Oh, there's some more. You are in bed quilt, a long east-west passage with holes everywhere. Joseph and Lula remove the computer equipment they are carrying on their backs and begin setting up. That's the last trip, so everything's down here now. Say something back to her. You make an awkward joke. Don't be so morbid. Lula looks pensive. What's the gear they're carrying? Ask Lula about gear. Sure, Donald. We may as well take inventory. I've got the tape machine and the synthesizer parts we borrowed from the School of Music. It's all tuned up to my voice, so we won't have to type so much. Joseph has his slate and the punched cards he's transcribed from the poems we read him. He's got the typewriter and the paper tape reader. And you've got the CRT display. How's your back holding up? Ask her about the cave. Having second thoughts? I don't blame you. It's unsettling down here. Weird acoustics. Earlier, as we were climbing down, I thought I heard voices for a moment. Or, not voices themselves, but the echoes of voices. Singing. Some kind of eerie, tuneless working song. I'm glad I'm not down here alone. Joseph looks uncomfortable. Jealous. Hey, Donald, can you help me, wire up these generators? I'll assemble the synthesizer, but I could use some help with the serial interface if you have time. You hear an unfamiliar echo from a tunnel to the east. Maybe if we help Lula, she'll have some more to tell us. Help Lula. Thanks, Donald. I can never remember which color lead goes to which pin. Lula begins unpacking a box of wires and terminals. You think there are paintings down here? Cave paintings, I mean. Maybe some old pottery shards from when the world was young and early men and women huddled in these caves to... You know, I think cultural fossils are the saddest fossils. Sadder than animal remains, I mean. We might come across a petrified mollusk or a partial dinosaur footprint and we say... There was a point of contact here where a body touched the earth. And maybe there's a little bit of evidential garbage, but the life who owned that body never cared and has moved on anyway. And that's the end of it. But suppose I shine my lantern on one of these walls and I see a crude painting. Thousands of years old. 2 men and a woman. Charcoal and blood on rock. Someone put that there. To keep something on the rock after she passed. A hope, a relationship, or a moment. A worry, maybe a regret. She made a painting to keep something alive for her. But like that dead mollusk and that itinerant dinosaur, she had to move on. Whatever it was is gone, and now we're looking at this painting, this dangling copy with no original. You are interrupted by the ominous echo of a grating, scraping noise from the east, louder than before. What the hell was that? Check it out. That doesn't sound good. This is a longer act than the ones previous. Okay, this does look possibly like Route Zero. Or The Zero, I guess. Don't suddenly turn into a horror game on me, please. You rush down the tunnel with Joseph and Lula close behind. That got kind of intense back there. No wonder they're still thinking about it. The tunnel narrows, and soon you find yourself crawling on your hands and knees. Navigating the tunnel gradually becomes more awkward, as smooth rock gives way to jagged crystalline surfaces. Uh-oh. I think we're gonna see what Conway and Shannon saw. Scratches and taps echo from the end of the tunnel. Some short and piercing, some slower and groaning as if dampened by water. The tunnel opens into a large room. In Crystal Room. That's fucking creepy. Are these the shadows? Like Junebug? You are in a large, irregular chamber. The walls, floor, and ceiling are covered with crystalline projections. Strangers are here, scraping black mold from the crystals. They look up when you enter. One of them seems about to speak. Finally! Let's listen to what he says. The stranger reaches for a box he's carrying and presses a plastic button. The box whirs to life, and a crackly voice blurts something unintelligible, then slows to a deep gurgle. He looks at his companions momentarily in confused disappointment, then he returns his awful gaze to you. Joseph flees through a tunnel to the north. Lula flees through a tunnel to the northeast. Follow Lula. Lula's headlamp scans across the northern passage as you run. Soft shadows loom perplexingly from floor to ceiling. You feel around to distinguish shadows from crystals, but eventually find yourselves cornered. You have hit a dead end. Who are they? Comfort her. You reassure Lula that the strangers are harmless. Are you sure? Maybe you're right. It sounds like they've gone back to work. Alright, let's try to pass them quickly now. Don't make eye contact, then we'll find our equipment. This is really long. You are in Bedquilt, a long east-west passage with holes everywhere. Lula is here, panting for breath. Did they follow us? Where's Joseph? Search for him. I only understand you as far as wanting to search. You have to be more specific. With the equipment? Search equipment. The various computer and audio equipment casts angular shadows into the tunnels as you scan slowly across the pile. Nothing. Down one of the tunnels? You select a tunnel at random. Your lantern illuminates several sets of footprints on the moldy cave floor, but they are impossible to identify. Joseph climbs down from the rope still tied above. That damned sound. Those damn voices. I don't even know what direction I was running. I wove through that network of tunnels. I had my hand along the wall, always turning left. But every turn and every rock felt the same. For all I knew, I was running in circles. Finally, I ended up here. And I hid. I panicked. I heard you talking, but I didn't think I could trust my senses. But, listen. There's one thing I have to tell you. While I was out there lost in the tunnels and caves, I came across the Zero, and I had no idea. It's like a real place. They pick up garbage, they deliver mail, they go to work and to church, but it has an awful kind of emptiness. Wandering through, I heard horrible echoes. Weird images got burned in my mind's eye. A television, a scarecrow, a crystal, a feather, a sandwich, a CRT monitor, bottle, anchor. Lula looks down at her feet. We should ask him, what's up with Lula? I asked Lula what is up. Nothing. Just, Joseph, you sound disturbed. Lula, you've heard the same damn stories I have. It doesn't matter now. Damn it. I'm leaving. To hell with all of it. Whoa, we should stop him. Stop Joseph. You shout something at Joseph about the project you were working on together. You'll die in these damn cold caves. And what about those men? You know they'll come back. Tell them we can find somewhere to start a fire. You shout something at Joseph about going deeper into the caves. Did you hear their voices? They'll find you. But not me. I'm going back to the surface. Stop! Your stupid fight is ringing through the whole damned cave. Joseph is right. We can't stay here. I'm leaving too, but I'm not going back to the surface. I'm taking my station wagon and I'm heading down the Zero. I think we need her to stay. Ask Lula to stay. You plead with Lula about your continued collaboration. I'll send you this tape when I'm done recording. I'll put it in the mail, and then you can see what your damned machine does with it. Lula and Joseph have left. Oh. Okay. In tunnels. Abandoned by your collaborators, your confidants, your companions, the only two among your colleagues with whom you've ever trusted the gift of your friendship. Pretty thick. Sounds like Beardo had his heart broken. You wander the tunnels alone, dragging along the components of your unrealized masterpiece, combing the underground passages for a new site in which to realize your vision. Sounds like you're a genius. How do you mean? Vain. Vanity. Ain't it the truth? My aunt Remedios, before she got into the whole ethnomusicography thing, she was a painter. Mostly nudes and oil. She had this model. I'll never forget him. Big, classically physical guy. Looked like he was about to storm Troy. He made everyone call him the Colonel. Weaver and I saw this guy naked a lot. You couldn't help it. He was always posing somewhere in the house, chasing the light from room to room while Aunt Remedios made a sketch of his profile or worked on the right mix of pigments for his abdomen. The Colonel had this magnificent hair, long black hair that ran down to the bottom of his shoulder blades. One evening, he was standing next to an open window in the back of the house. The sun was setting. Early spring, I think. It was kind of windy. Aunt Remedios was trying to get his hair right. She kept arranging it, like half in front and half behind, running over his shoulder and laying across his chest in this very specific way. But it itched him or something, and he'd do this weird, indignant shuffle thing. Or the wind from the open window would push it around, or he'd start and turn his neck when Weaver or I ran by. Everything would be tangled again. The final product was a swirl of black lines, billowing around the top of his neck. Weird thing is, I don't even remember his face now. Just that black swirl. Probably the best one she ever painted. Alright, that was a tangent. Hall of the Mountain King. Does he realize that he's in the Zero? This looks very nice. It's just like a 3D display of his like little empire, I guess. After what may have been years, you stumble out of a tunnel into a cavernous open space. Stalactites adorn the ceiling like grotesques. In the center of the room is an enormous rocky spire. This is where you will set up your equipment and establish your legacy. Okay. Okay, we're getting meta now. Now is the time to continue your work. Research assistance, 0 realism index, 37%, romance index, 2%, gold coverage, 0%. You may hire a new research assistant, assign assistance to a task, or sleep until tomorrow. Hire a new research assistant. Hire. Uploading job advertisement to university message boards. You have hired Andrew, who studies statistics. Hire a new research assistant. Hire. Uploading job advertisement to university message boards. No new applicants. Try again later. Assign assistants to a task. Transcription. Assigning available research assistant to transcription. Hire a, wait, no, hold on. Yeah, hire a new research assistant. Hire. Oh, I guess I should probably sleep. Time passes. Andrew carefully transcribes the sounds of dripping water in all of their variations over a period of several hours. Now is the time to continue your work. 47%, 77%, hire a new research assistant. Hire. Hired Greg, who studies architecture. Assign assistants to a task. Assign. Debugging? Wait. No, debugging is lady up top. Speculation. You have 2 research assistants available today. How many? Assigned how many to speculation? 1. Assign. Transcription. Okay. And then sleep, I guess? Sleep. Time passes. Andrew extensively notates tunnel diameter as a function of length. Greg discards centuries of exhaustive data on the uniformity of cause and effect. We see black mold is collecting on the computer equipment. Now is the time to continue your work. Still at 47%. Hire. You have hired Weaver, who studies mathematics. Assign. Debugging. 1. Assign assistance to a task. Transcription. 1. Speculation. And sleep. Andrew identifies a bug with the oxygen level simulation, but is unable to fix it. Greg types up some lurid imagery from a dream journal. Weaver muses about the love lives of fungal colonies. Intruders! The strangers are doing something to the equipment, but you can't make out what. You hide beneath a rock until they leave. With trepidation, you emerge from your hiding place hours later. Now is the time to continue your work. I'm not convinced this is getting us any closer to the 0. Romance index is higher. Hire a new research equipment? Assistant? Okay, so assign. Assign Greg to transcription. Assign... Yeah. Assign assistance to a task. Assign. Speculation. 1. I feel like debugging might be up Weaver's alley. And then... Speculation for... the last one? Sleep. Andrew fixes some weird math with some weirder math. Weaver summarizes the migratory patterns of bats through the tunnels. Greg makes a convincing argument for the edibility of stone. Roberta posits that nature, not reason, is the master of industry. Weaver follows the strangers into the tunnels. She doesn't return, but neither do they. Now is the time to continue your work. Okay. Can I hit R? No. Try to quit and start over. What does that do? Oh, well, keep playing. Oh, sure. We can keep playing. Okay, I'm gonna go through this until we actually, get it. Okay, on second thought, it seems like the stuff we're going through here is, like, relevant and important, so I don't think we're gonna skip it. I think the implication of quitting and starting over might be a red herring, so we're just gonna keep going through until, like, we can't anymore. Rick. I mean, can we just assign everybody to a task? 4. Oh. Sleep. Time passes. Roberta widens tunnels slightly to reduce the need for extra crouch commands. Rick makes adjustments to the echolocation algorithm. Bats now fly normally instead of getting hung up on each other's wings and clustering together like horrible leathery tumbleweeds. Greg fixed bugs. Andrew fixed bugs. Greasy black mold is collecting on the computer equipment. Now is the time to continue your work. I mean, we're getting to a higher realism index. Hold on. Higher. Hired Amy, who studies human-computer interaction. Transcription. 3. And then we'll do 2... Oops. That's not what I meant to click on. Debugging. 2. Sleep. Amy fixed bugs, Andrew fixed bugs, Roberta transcribed experiences, Greg transcribed... Okay. A mail carrier on bicycle brings you a sizable bill from the power company. Now is the time to continue your work. Oh, okay. 100% realism index. Hire a new research assistant. You've hired Marianne, who studied fine art. Assign assistants to a task. Speculation? Everybody on speculation. Sleep. Rick had ideas. Amy had ideas. Everybody had ideas. Intruders! The strangers are doing something to the equipment, but you can't make out what. You hide behind a rock until they leave. Okay. Oh. Debugging. 3. And then transcription. 3. And then we can hire maybe a new person? Oh. Sleep. You dream fitfully. You, Lula, and Joseph stand in the hallway. The walls are blank beige. It's just after winter quarter, but before spring, so there are no students around. Joseph says something clever, and Lula leans on his shoulder. You wish that, instead, she had taken your hand, or that there were any other option. Now is the time to continue your work. Okay. Is there any point to this? 2. And 2. Sleep. Okay. Yeah, okay, this doesn't seem to be doing anything. Oops. Wait. What if we just don't do anything? Uh-huh. So I think the intruders take the mold. Okay, I'll try to quit. Yes. Quit game? Quit game. I only understood you as far as wanting to quit. Maybe we have to lose or die somehow in order to start over? Eat the lamp. Eat lamp. Don't be ridiculous. Maybe we have to wait it out. Wait indefinitely. Time passes. Research assistants come and go. You don't encounter the strangers again, but sometimes you can hear the uncanny echoes of their voices off in the tunnels. Years pass, mold accumulates. You and the remaining research assistants take to burning disused equipment in the center of the room. The black mold is intensely flammable and makes an excellent catalyst. It leaves behind a sweet narcotic perfume. One night, you have visitors, outsiders, different ones. Then, later that night, an old friend. You really did go deeper into the caves. Premature end of file, press any key to quit. Huh. Oh, maybe Lula's here now. Okay, so I guess maybe quitting the game wasn't a red herring. Oh, yeah, Lula's here. Donald, you really did go deeper into the caves. Well, you were easy to find. I've met a few of your former assistants. One can't help but hear things. So, this is what became of our project. Oh, I've made some additions. Joseph stole the data tapes for the first half, so I've had some blank spots to fill. Yes, I know. He published his version, actually. I'm sorry to report that it's a bit tediously sentimental. We've been looking for you. So you found the address data? Just pass it over to Donald here. Donald, will you be a dear and crunch these numbers? We're looking to sort out a street name collision. Dogwood Drive. Wasn't the Bureau going to process it? I insist. I have cycles to spare. I'll just pack my pipe and get to it. I should only be an hour or so. Andrew will carry it over to... I'll be at the Bureau for the rest of the night. Just mark it private materials for the attention of Senior Clerk Chamberlain. How do we get to the Bureau from here? The bridge! Yes, the bridge. Through the gate over there. Sentimental. Now we too recede into history. Good night, Donald. Meet me at the Bureau, and we'll get you on your way. Head counterclockwise to the cathode ray, then turn around. Then it's just clockwise until you find the Bureau. Between us, I think you should drive. Huh. Alright. Wow, that was a lot. I think I will probably have fast forwarded through most of that, because I guess it wasn't entirely important. Let's go down. Is that Conway's leg? That's what that might be. I don't think we need to look at the tape recorder. Band's back. Oh, there's the lantern. Or a lantern, I guess, maybe. Oh, hey guys. How'd you get across the bridge? What happened up there? Just a bunch of computers. Johnny yawns. Talk to Homer. Thanks for waiting, Homer. We were gone a bit longer than expected. Ran into some trouble, Homer. I won't lie to you. Homer's a good boy. Alright. They have places to go. Alright, so counterclockwise. What was it? Head counterclockwise to the cathode ray, then turn around. Then it's just clockwise until you find the bureau. Okay. This way. Cathode ray. Backpack. The tape recorder. Cat carrier. The backpack. Wait. We're going clockwise. That was silly of me. Children. About a dozen children are gathered in a shallow, dry basin to the side of the road. They are seated on overturned pots and pans arranged in 3 configurations. One group of 5 children are clustered to the right. One group are arranged loosely in the center, all facing an older girl who stands on 3 pans stacked together. The boy at the head of the arrangement looks sternly down on another child. A younger boy kneeled on the stone floor without a pot to sit on. A spare stock pot, perhaps belonging to the younger boy, is set to the side. Then next to the younger boy. The older girl nods solemnly to Ezra. The older girl takes a wide green leaf from the floor next to her and pretends to read off a list of charges. The younger child is accused of making agreements for trading card exchanges, which he was not able to honor. The judge asks for a witness to testify. A boy describes the participants and events depicted on the trading card he was to receive, and makes related claims about the defendant's nature. Ezra is prompted to argue on behalf of his client. Claim prejudice. The judge considers the facts and declares a mistrial. The groups of children reconfigure themselves and a new trial begins with the former defendant now as judge. Hell yeah. Wait. What? The lantern. Do we sleep? Lost? It's no shame. I'll take over. I'm fine. I think we've got it now. I was being silly and going clockwise when the game literally told me to. Oh wait, cathode ray. Turn around. Rocket. And now we keep going clockwise until we hit the bureau. Which I don't think should be too long. Cactus. This looks familiar. Yeah, well, the antlers don't look familiar. I think we passed by the cactus before, though. Oh, yeah, we're definitely right next to the bureau right now. Yep. Alright. Wow, scene 11. Really? This one's going on way longer. Hey, Homer. God, Junebug's so cute. Look at that outfit. Hey, you see the cat over there? Think she needs some bread? Maybe we should leave a crust or two behind and she'll go for it when she's comfortable. Aww. Oh, I love these characters so much. They're all very good. Oh, Conway's just staying there, huh? Look at that fucking... She's so cute. I love her so much. Her hair's not blue anymore. That's weird. Marianne. Oh. Ula. Here you are. Marianne has the rest of the evening off, so I'm minding the desk. You're not too busy? If I'm in the middle of something, I just let the phone ring. It's soothing, in a way. The results just came in by courier. Good news! Donald and his assistants were able to sort through the noise. I had Rick cross-reference their results against some of our records. He found a corresponding mail stop on the Echo River route. As it happens, the night ferry is scheduled to make its stop here shortly. The ferryman carries the mail and collects the garbage as well. I'm sure you can catch a ride out that way. You're welcome to wait here. I have to get back to packing. Are you going somewhere? I might. I'm feeling impulsive, and I'd like to be ready. Maybe back to Mexico. It's been years. They still have one of my many sculptures in the museum down there, did you know? Big, ugly iron thing. Time to have it scrapped anyway. Safe travels. Try to stay out of the water. It's colder than it looks, and deep. Alright. I guess we're good to go. God, look at her. She's got little, like, diamonds on. She reminds me a lot of, like, the Sayonara Wild Hearts protagonist, actually. How long do we have to wait? Oh, who knows? Alright, what happened? What? In the church, at the graveyard. You two came out of there all weird. What happened? It's okay. You can tell them. It doesn't matter anymore. Fine. So, we were in that graveyard. Oh. Is this gonna be an actual scene? Yep. It is. Where the strangers come from. Right. Okay. I remember how this goes. Did she dye her hair between scenes? Because her hair here looks red. Well, this can't be right. Looks like an old church. Worth a look inside? I guess. I want to stay outside. Okay. I'll stay with him. We can look for lizards. Okay, we'll make it quick. Right. This shouldn't take too long. They were pretty much in and out while we were waiting out here. Floor. The church floor is cold metal, scuffed in flux by unknown boot heel. Let's sit. Why would we sit? Context. I don't know what I expected. The strangers, he kept saying. Kind of vague already, isn't it? Donald's a stranger. Hell, you and I are practically strangers. Listen, earlier in the mine, I didn't want to talk about it, but you don't have to talk about it. No, it's okay. I want to. When I saw Weaver, she was on TV. I was testing a pretty simple tube repair, flipping through channels to check the saturation, and she was just there. It was kind of horrible. I mean, I told you she disappeared, suddenly, ran away. But we thought she was dead. Yeah, I guess I don't like to say it. Dead. And then, the next time I flipped to channel 2, Weaver. It's burned in my vision now. She's standing in a room. The walls are a blank kind of gray. There's tape on the walls, like markings, and desks. Like a classroom, maybe? The camera is in the corner, so it's this sort of 45-degree angle into the room. And there's Weaver right in the center of the picture. I stopped turning the dial. Hell, I think I stopped breathing. Eventually, she spoke, but there was no real sound. Just this awful hum. I read the closed captions. She said to go to the mine. I'd find something there. I can't remember her exact words. Whenever I try, I get distracted, fuzzy. I Shannon coughs into her sleeve. It's so dusty in here, right? Yeah, real dusty. You'd think, with all these holes in the ceiling... What the hell was that? Did you hear that? Check outside. We should... Okay. That's about what I expected, actually. Oh. Hello, Skelt. You are also kind of thrumming with light. Wait, oh, I'm playing the skeleton. Hello. The stranger activates the tape player slung on his shoulder. A crackly drawl echoes in the room. It is patient and sounds like it should be smiling. My regrets. I hope I didn't keep you waiting long. We don't see a lot of foot traffic these days. I guess you're here about the job. I'm afraid we only have one opening at the moment. Horrible business. What's this job? Certainly, I'll tell you everything you need to know. I've only just met you, but I feel certain there's a place for you here. I'll just take you over to meet the dispatcher, show you the trucks, get you familiarized. We can converse as we go. What is this place? Some kind of factory? Yeah, maybe. But for what? Why hidden away like this? What's that smell? Like bread? Baking bread? Please, follow me. Alright. Where do we go? That do. Okay. It's like they're part of Xanadu. I have to ask you to step in here a moment. This is for your safety and adjust your outfits just a bit. There's some protective headwear up on the wall back there. Please remove your shoes and eyeglasses. We don't wear glasses. So, that won't be an issue. Well, do us a favor and put on the headwear anyway. Just this way. Okay, this is already taking way longer than we spent in the graveyard. Oh, Shannon's looking very cute. Where's Conway? Oh, there he is. With his weirdo skeleton leg. What is this place? More new arrivals this evening. Plenty to do. Got to relay the formula. What formula? Eh? Oh, the formula. Changed our lives. Once, years ago, we were as prisoners to the intricacies of our debts here. We'd have to account for everything on paper. Compounding interest by hand, reassessing amortization, and leveraged asset distributions according to nightly merit decay. Then, she stepped out of the dark caves to show us the light of the formula. She had a brilliant grasp of mathematics, and a saint-like way of speaking right through the numbers. Now, we just plug our daily numbers into the formula and run it all through the adding machine. We occasionally suffer some surplus drift, but she instructed us all on all the necessary adjustments. It was devastating to see our revered mathematician go, but she was needed elsewhere. Her legacy abides. We actually just need to ask you about a computer. No, the orientation is all done by voice and rote. We don't believe electronics have a role in our company culture. Computers are tools. Plenty of interesting mechanical this and that ahead, though. Shall we move on? Sure. Wow, check this stuff out. It must be decades old, but it's in perfect condition. You really like old electronics. Yeah, I've got a bet. That's why I got into this business, to keep old stuff like this running. Seems like such a shame to let it just fall into ruin, you know? Like that computer back in the cave, Xanadu. Decades of engineering, thousands of years of mathematicians and philosophy, all petrified into living stone. How could you just let it fall apart? That's... sure. What the fuck is this? Shuttle. Here's the fleet! Oh, we just use these to get around internally. How big is this place? Oh, it's grown a great deal over the years. Incredible to think, really. When Mr. Bishop founded this operation, it was only about 1,800 square feet, and half of that or more was occupied by camouflage to keep the law out. Hiding out in the back of an old church, purifying spirits by handmade fire, a kettle and a dream. So, the trucks are just east a ways in shipping. You can become acquainted with the dispatcher there. Give me a tap on the shoulder if you see something that catches your eye. Always happy to show off the facility's sublime machinery. All right. Let's get on it then. This is nice and quaint. Logistics. Shipping. Oh, this is so good. This is adorable and I love it and I have no idea what the fuck is happening. Alright. Truck. Here it is. Now I have to ask, as a matter of course, what kind of experience do you have driving trucks? I drove deliveries for an antique shop up until this last run. Aha! Precious cargo. You'll do just fine. And you can drive safely, can't you? I haven't any doubt now. It's only after what happened with Miguel this evening. What happened with Miguel this evening? Well, the dust is still clearing, of course. Perhaps he closed his eyes for a moment, or has simply hit a curve too devilish. I do pity ill-fated Miguel. He was good company and slow to anger, but if we're speaking confidentially, well, with all that lost product to be repaid, bourbon and glass dashed across the interstate, and a few casks too, we're all just thankful he had no next of kin. So, let's see if we can bring up the dispatcher. Okay, cool. Doolittle, wait, this is the distillery. Doolittle starts the truck and switches on the CB radio. A deep, monotonous voice drones from the dashboard speaker. 1020 on that load, come back. Up in the Hummingbird Cave, 1012, City Kitty. This is a good time. This is a good time, dispatch. We may have found Miguel's replacement. Thought you might like to get acquainted. 10-9, come again. Introduce yourself. Pleased to meet you. Tell dispatch something impressive about yourself. They're very well regarded here. I guess I could drive a truck like this. 9-9 wheel holder, gotta pay the water bill. Ah, so I'm certain they'll call back before long. Let's take a look around the truck, eh? Sure. Headlights work fine, see? That's important. Most of our product goes out at night. You never know who you'll run into in the daylight, and dusk can be treacherously misleading with all that indirect light. The magic hour, eh? Drivers sleep in the day, then? Sure, those that sleep. Miguel pulled extra day shifts when he could. Sometimes he'd help me, you know? Sometimes over in bottling. He shouldn't have been out driving at dusk. Weird shadows, soft light, dangerous. Conway had to get off the highway. Too loud, too murky. He turned off into some gray cornfield in Indiana. He watched traffic and birds. Seeing those migrations close up, they looked random. He thought about the load in the trailer. Thousands of plastic cups. Somebody wanted those cups in Rockford that night. It wasn't gonna happen. He was only human. He'd been out since the headlights were on. Didn't even stop for coffee. He cracked a beer at 3, eyes on the road. 4:30, he dodged some stray cattle. The headlights were coming back on. Rockford could wait. Early morning couldn't be much worse than late night. What could they care? He just needed a few hours. So, moving on. Wipers. Control the wipers with this knob here. Do little fiddles with the controls. They seem to have a decent torque to them, eh? Can't say how they'd fare in an ice storm, but we must never delay a shipment. Better to assume the risk. Always clear skies down here. So I hear. But most of our product is delivered by surface roads, which feel rain quite often, particularly in the spring months. So I hear. They ditched class for the day to drive in the rain. It was pointless to stay, all review. He was a lost cause, and she didn't need it anyway. She was smart, bored. It was time to cut out. Shitty day for it, though. 83 in biblical flood. They went to see a movie. It was some anonymous swashbuckler film about real men and women. Real tights, real lips, fake blood. They bought a flask. They smoked cigarettes, drank awful hooch, whistled buckets of rain. She sang about someone she wanted once to have loved. Brown hair curled around her ear. She had a voice like Scotch whiskey. They poured another drink. And another. And another. She was worried it was getting dark out. Then it was getting light out. They ended up in someone else's field and someone else's car, an early morning joyride, and a sunrise collision. She got on the bus and he hiked back to his car. He sat in his car and went over some options. Chicago, Toronto, Barrow. It seemed like a bold and impulsive gesture at the time. As he pulled out of the parking lot, he removed his hands from the steering wheel for a moment and felt the car drift into a decision. Years later, he'd think of this as the moment he himself started drifting. A modest technology, but suited to the job, eh? Plenty good enough. Yeah. There's a lot going on here. Oh, sure. I know you want to look, kick the tires, that's the thing we do, isn't it? As though our knees could exert the kind of force these tires see out there on the road. We're more likely to hurt ourselves, isn't that the way? Eh? Sure, they're big machines, but they can be fragile. Absolutely. A truck deserves care and fearful respect like a glass elephant. Miguel was a good driver, but he didn't have that quality of deference. Conway sat in a dim room of folding chairs. The walls and ceiling were painted with old smoke. Someone read from the book. He drank coffee with a little sugar. He listened. The speaker listed all the things we tried. That we, most people in the room were probably there by court order. A few others shared. They spoke in abstractions like a program of action, a good orderly direction, spiritual but not religious, religious but not spiritual, all the things we tried. Then it was over. They clasped sweaty hands to a short prayer and stepped back out into the morning. He knew it was time to hit the bar. It was good to get out of the heat, away from the mendacity. I don't even know what that word means. He settled into it. Someone else from the meeting was here, looking rough. He started the conversation. She was on a bender, a week in counting. She'd arrived at the meeting drunk and sat in the back because she didn't believe in it. She read a lot of French books and didn't believe in anything but the benign indifference of the universe. It was comforting in its way. She didn't have to prefer one thought or day over any other. All she had to do was drink and stay indifferent. Now, what else can we show you? The back. The benign indifference of the universe is something I find very interesting and relatable. Looks like it's just about ready to go out. We have some good strong folks in shipping here, so you never need to worry about loading if you don't want to. Bit hard on the knees and back at our age, eh? Of course, you'll have to unload at the destination, but that's the job. And some drivers like the extra shift stacking loading here. Did Miguel load his own trucks? He did. It was a jealously good task for him. If I didn't know the man better, hear me now, if I say if I didn't know the man better, I may have suspected he was skimming off the top. Conway woke up on baled hay. Everything was too bright. His head hurt the usual. Lizette and Ira argued loudly at just outside the open barn door. She wanted Ira to take him inside and shower, have some coffee, get to the job. Ira said there wasn't time. Conway was in no condition. It was an important job. They couldn't put it off. Ira said to let the deadbeat sleep it off and then send him packing. He said Charlie could do the job. Conway stepped out of the barn, shielding his eyes. He tried to say something reassuring, but just sort of stumbled around. Lizette looked away. Ira just spat and went inside to wake Charlie. Ira was a stubborn man, so Charlie went along, and Conway drifted out again, and he didn't hear about the accident until months later. So, what's next? I think we're good. Shannon's kind of making things rough. The truck's radio crackles back to life. Driver, come back. Ah, there's dispatch. Now, tell them about your experience. Tell them the truck's in good shape. Tell them you'll start in the morning. I've been driving for a number of years. Decades, dispatch. 10:33, dispatch. Got 2 black eyes and a flock of crocodiles. Come back. 10-4, back down and prick your eyelids, driver. Come back, Lem. 10-4. Come back, wheel holder. 10-4. Got your ears on? Good, listen to this. Silence. So, I think that went well. Let's head back to up to logistics and seal the deal, eh? And I've got one more thing to show you. Okay. I don't know what's up with these skeletons, but it sure is something. Are they actually skeletons? Are Conway and Shannon seeing skeletons? These people as skeletons? I feel like it's getting darker down here. Alright. Let's head back upstairs, eh? I have one more thing to show you. Wait, we only came here looking for some answers about the stupid moldy computer. Oh! The old man in the cave with the moldy computer. That black mold, it's drawn to whiskey. It feeds on ethanol fumes, you see. As we age the whiskey, some of it inevitably evaporates into the air. The angel's share. It goes through the vents here and out into the caves. If we can scrape up that mold, we can usually apply some pressure and cold to it, squeeze and condense the angel's share back into drinkable whiskey. Every drop counts when you're making a living on the stuff. So we'd go down and scrape it off his equipment, just like any other place it grows. He kept sending his people here to drive us away. Paranoid, truly paranoid. Well, now we have the formula, so we don't need to go collecting mold. Since we stopped going down there, I'm sure the mold's gotten pretty thick. Try cleaning off the timing crystal. That'll get you going, I'm sure of it. So, join me upstairs? Sure. Oh, so maybe if we played through the simulation all the way, once the strangers stopped coming, maybe it all would have broken down. Like, maybe we would have actually gotten, like, a game over, and the game wouldn't have made us spend so much time. If you don't mind. Oh, we can get changed again? This is taking up way more time than we spent in the graveyard. I'm definitely going to say that. We're going back this way? I guess? Adding machine. Here it is. A beauty, wouldn't you say? It's an antique, you know. What is it? Why, it's an adding machine. This is where we come for our daily ritual. To calculate the day's interest and repayment according to the formula. I usually do so at the beginning of my shift, so I know how many hours I need in order to keep up. Yes, I believe you'll do well here, sir. Happy to have you. Congratulations, you're hired. Wait, we can't... It's customary here to start each day with a shift drink. Let's make it special. Mark the occasion. This is the top shelf stuff now. Single barrel. He doesn't... Down the hatch. Vina Memoriae Mors. Sure. Oh, Junebug and Ezra are here. What? Huh? Decent enough. Welcome aboard. He's not working for you. We have to get back to this... He has a delivery to make. What's this? Not working? Are you turning down this opportunity? She's right. I have to make this, I'm disappointed. And I'm afraid that leaves us with a delicate problem. As I indicated, this is the top shelf stuff you're drinking now. It isn't cheap. If it's not your first shift drink, well... And there's the matter of this tour just now. My time and experience are billed at quite a premium. This is not good for you, my friend. You're in quite deep by my back-of-the-envelope estimations. Well, we have that in common, I suppose. All of us. Yes, I'm afraid you'll have to work this off somehow. It's just the way of it. What's happening right now? You can start tomorrow. Take the time to settle your affairs. Of course, the interest begins to compound immediately, and, well, we'll go over the formula when you get here. I should get back to work. See you tomorrow, then. Oh. Sure? Alright. Yeah. So, I guess I start in the morning. I guess... I'm confused. It's just the way these things go, kid. Huh. Well, that still gives us a few hours to roam, right? Where's that ferry? This is a very long act. Holy moly. God, Junebug's so fucking cute. Ooh, this is, like, real good. I like the faint silhouettes. And the ferry's gonna keep moving, and then... Oh, it's Jewel... Nope, it's not. That's a big weird something. Alright, I guess I'll see you guys again tomorrow with, Act 4. I'm very excited. Once I play Act 4, I'm basically caught up until Tuesday, so that'll be neat.